Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mrwolfwise and I'm here casting another game of League of Legends solo queue, and of course it's ranked and it's high elo, and so that's about pretty much all I've got to say. So let's get started then, shall we? It's 2 minutes in, of course, so let's go over the lane matchups and the sort of players on each team. So we've got a Lee Sin top, and we've got an AP Nidalee. I'm guessing it's going to be AP Nidalee. It does look like it's going to be an AP Nidalee in mid, and also a Skarner in the jungle. Nia's actually coming around behind. No, he's going in for a bit of an invade on those golems, and of course, Urgot, Soraka bot lane. So that's for purple team, and we've got some MF. Of course, MF has got her sexy chaps on there, and also we've got a Lux as a support at the top. We've got a Rumble. And it appears that he thinks he's on holiday, but you're sorely mistaken there, Mr. Rumble, because you're actually here to do battle and cause sort of serious damage to your enemy's limbs and hopefully follow that with some third-degree burns. And of course in mid we've got the standard Kennen skin. And in the jungle we've got a bit of a Skarner just saying his name, calling out his name, trying to see if he can get a bit of kills onto that Mumu, but Mumu is going to back, and but he is giving up his red, so Mumu is going to be pretty unhappy about that. And you know, Mumu is sort of an unhappy character as it is, so he doesn't need any encouragement. It's pretty sad to see there. Look at him, he's crying away, sort of hobbling away. Just life is so hard. And let's have a look at what's going on in this bot lane. So, CS so far looking relatively even. Actually, wait, what am I talking about? MF hitting on 15, Urgot on 6 already. Of course, he does have a big wave pushing the tower. Skarner is coming around behind them. He's going to be able to get off his slow. Flash goes up from Lux immediately. Light Binding does miss. Light Binding has actually hit on Skarner there. He's going to chase him away. They're not going to have anything to follow up. Soraka's really low, so it's really bad fight. Lux is actually getting really low, and he just needs one little bot combo there, and he does. Skarner picks up the first blood. He's got to be pretty happy about that, sort of teaching that Lux a lesson to overextending and saying, hey, I'm Skarner, I'm gonna pinch away and get some of that first blood and steal you on your monies. And he has actually decided to chase after this MF as well, getting off his combos, getting a lot of damage to this MF. He just needs to get away, so he's actually getting one more hit, and he picks up another kill. 4 minutes and Skarner's already got 2 kills. He is a bowler and he just doesn't care. He cares not for your mediocre damage. I just like smacked my my mouse off to the side. That's why the camera sort of skirted off there. What's happening on top lane? It looks like Rumble's putting on a bit of damage here. Actually decided to dive this Lee Sin under the tower. Lee Sin lands a Q. He does have Ignite on him, and he won't go down because of that shield. And the Skarner is actually might go down to the minion damage, and he does go down to the minion damage. Lee Sin just overextending there, waiting around at the minions. Lee Sin actually manages to survive that dive and pick up a kill. So that's 3 kills for purple team. That's 1,000 pretty much gold lead already at the 5-minute mark. It's looking pretty promising for our blue team at the moment. Kennen trying to zone this guy Nidalee off the CS. Of course, Nidalee is going to be an AP Nidalee, and it looks like he's doing a reasonable job at that too. He's got about 30 CS up on the 15 CS of Nidalee, so far he's managed to take quite a bit of dominance in the lane. He decides to use that lightning bolt first up with a combo, actually flashing after and puts down Ignite, and that last auto is going to pick him up. First kill for blue team, and that is a nice kill for Kennen there, seeing that Nidalee was a little bit overextended and just saying, gotcha, give me your wallet, and you know, you're returning to his wave and going to farm up a bit more of gold there. It's happening bot lane. It looks like Urgot is actually managing to put on the pain to this Lux MF combo, especially after those first initial kills. Even though Skarner got it, they got some lovely assists. Lightning Binding's actually landing on Urgot. MF poking Urgot. Ignite does go down as well as exhaust on this MF. She's got nothing to say, nothing to sort of counter this, the massive amount of damage that's coming up from that Urgot. Of course, the delicious heals and armor buffs from that Soraka is going to be enough to make that Urgot pick up yet another kill. I mean, she's got the chaps and everything, but MF just not managing to have a nice game here, just getting quite shut down. And look, 4 kills already on the favor of purple team, 1 kill of course on blue team. Rumble is doing, you know, of course did give up that initial kill, but apart from that he's doing pretty decently. And of course, you know, that you've got to give him some credit too, because he's in a mech made out of wood. And of course he's playing around with fire and napalm, so that's a sort of a vicious combination of some self-destruction right there. And Amumu did get shut down pretty early in their jungle, but all in all, Kennen's the only one really managing to win this lane right now, but he is winning it relatively hard, and that's good to see. It looks like there was a kill that happened down here bot lane. MF and Lux finally sort of kicking into gear, saying, hey, let's take back this lane. Cue the music. Ignite goes down, follows up with that combo, he gets Ignite, and he's getting really low there, one more auto, and of course the MF just chugging him down, and Amuro is here, lands that bandage shot, she also had that combo, followed up by that light binding, and she's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and they just pick up that kill, and absolutely no worries, all the while this is happening. Looks like there's a bit of exchange up here top. Lee Sin decides to jump on there. Immediately the ult coming out. He's taking a lot of tower damage here. Decides to turn back, but he does get taken down. But that last hit from the tower, they're going to sort of, you know, trade kills there. I love his little coconut feet there. Look at that. Ah, it's so brilliant. All the while, what's happening in mid here? Looks like they're pushing up the wave, and Kennen is taking quite a serious lead. Actually, admittedly, Nidalee doing a good job at catching up now. Is on 32 CS to the 50 CS of Kennen, so she isn't as far behind as she was. She's showing some good promise there. And all the while, blue team is going to make a move on this dragon, and all of a sudden, looks like blue team is going to be able to take the advantage if they can take this dragon here. But Mumu's taking a lot of damage from them. He is still level 4, and they're just sort of trading back and forth. And Kennen has to come down and join the party here because this dragon is a bit much for them to take on at this point. There's the Ignite. They're going to try and jump out here. Light Binding does land. Kennen actually decided to jump on this. Uses the lightning ball. He's going to be able to get off his combo. Pops his ult there, but he's not quite in range of this. Actually, doesn't manage to get off that stun. He's going to chase this Urgot. But Urgot's too close to his tower. He can't make anything out. But all of a sudden, Soraka, you're in friendly territory. But here's Nidalee to follow up too. Lands a spear, and of course, lightning ball being put out. He gets relatively low. Nidalee popping into her ult. Here's Urgot's on the other side. Nidalee's all alone now. Light Binding does go down, and those autos from MF absolutely devastating. Those cannonballs just ripping through. Of course, Nidalee there, absolutely shagging her down. Sky deciding to jump onto his Lux. He does use his ult there, pulls her into unfriendly territory, and all of a sudden, she just gets gobbled up. Yum, yum, yum. And, that looks like one kill that went down there for purple team, but of course blue team did manage to pick up that dragon, so they are still very much ahead. And all the while that was happening, I was completely oblivious to something else that was going down here. Let's keep an eye on this Nidalee then, because something happened down there. Actually landing that spear, Kennen gets really low. He's trying to break back, and Nidalee's on the hunt now. She is after a bit of whatever Kennen is. He's a yordle, isn't he? A bit of yordle for tea, and that yordle is absolutely just gonna sort of bend over and let Nidalee take all his stuff. He didn't really have a choice. Skarner making a move on this blue. Blue getting relatively low there. I wonder if he is going to give it to Nidalee. Nidalee just hanging out in the middle of the path. Just, you know, I think I just deserve a break after that hard work. He does throw down that spear and picks up that blue. Of course, that's what she was waiting on. But I like to imagine that she was just sort of having a breather, taking a sip, saying, well, my work here is done. Now we're going to return to that lane and get a bit more CS, because your work here isn't actually done. You can look at the gold scores, and I don't know why I'm panning around the purple team's base. It's just very entertaining to look at this at the moment. Look at those creeps sort of patrolling away. Should probably look at something actually happening. But the gold is relatively even now, only about 300, 400 gold ahead for actually Rumble managing to catch the Skarner out of position. Actually, he's just burning away at him, cooking him alive. He's after a bit of Skarner fatigue, and he's going to chase after him. And the ult comes down, he gets really low, but the Ignite being flashed after him, and follows it up with the kill. Now Rumble's in a bad little bit of spot, but nobody is there to follow up. Kennen's desperately, well, sort of hanging around the side. He does manage to spot this Lee Sin here. He doesn't really want to engage him. The blind monk being a bit, you know, kung fu-y for his taste there. The old ninja versus kung fu battle, and all the while it's happening, there was a kill down here bot lane. Looks like a bit of a combo going off on that MF. MF getting reasonably low. She decided to go back into a base in the uncertain swap going down from the Ignite, and exhaust being put down, and that, oh, he lands it, and it follows up with that last little, whatever those things are. I don't even know what they are. They're just sort of jagged objects that fly at you at a great deal of speed and deal quite a considerable amount of damage. Oh, Banish Source not quite managing to land there. He did also have his ult, so he could have actually caused some devastation with that Lux there. Lux not quite having an ult, and, you know, Lux's ult does make her quite a bit powerful. Now she's got an ult, and, she's not going to be able to do anything by herself. It actually managed to land that light binding, sorry. It's not dark binding, she isn't Morgana. And just trying to do as much damage as she can as sort of CS this wave. And, you know, Lux is probably one of the best supports for sort of more commonly used supports for getting gold. You know, she can scale very well and actually carry the game later on if she can get those kills in the CS there. Kennen actually, oh, I did missing all sorts of action, aren't I? It's a bit horrible that at least we're not quite managing to land. Skarner coming around from the side, and He's going to catch him out of position here, scooting after him, and he does manage to land that Q to slow him. Actually pops out that ult straight away, and that Nidalee combo just going to take them down. One more leap is all they need. That Nidalee, oh, he dodges the spears. One more auto. Skarner's chasing Whale after him, manages to pop that speed. Lightning Ball comes out, and he is actually going to be able to escape. He's going to give chase. It's not really what you want to do. He is pretty low, but he's got none of his teams there to follow it up. He's going to take those wolves and sort of in a desperation sort of attempt of probably just saying, stuff you, blue team, honestly. Just saying, I want something out of this chaser. I'm going to take your wolves. There you go. My evil plan is coming into effect. But it's not really that effective. I'm sorry, Skarner. What's happening down here bot lane? They're going to... Oh, the light bounty does land on the Urgot. Urgot's pretty tanky, following up with, of course, that E, and they're going to get off a decent amount of damage. With that Soraka lane, that's not really too much that they're going to worry about here, but they are forcing them... They are sort of slowly taking back this lane. They're sort of seizing it back into their own control, which is quite nice to see. Oh, the MF ult coming out, clearing that wave immediately, just trying to push this lane into the towers, force out as much CS as possible. And yes, I did know there was actually a bit of a kill going down here. Rumble gonna come down and where's he going? He's gonna check that red, and Skarner is gonna run right into him. Hello, Napalm, and he's gonna burn him away. And yeah. He's going to be quite happy with that, not going to bother. He's actually going to take that red there, why not? Taking a red and a Skarner, I'm not going to say no to that, are you? Actually, Mumu managing to get onto this Nidalee. Let's check exactly how this happened. And how many times have I skipped back in this game? Probably, you know, a lot. Managing to actually lands that bandage toss, follows up, and uses that ult immediately. Kennan's not in range to follow it up. Kennan, that ignite goes down, but the heal's going to easily be able to counteract that, and they're not going to bother about diving. Actually, that's that Rumble just saying, hey, yeah, there's a low Nidalee here. Ult! Boom, 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 boom. Thank you very much. There's a bit more gold, and now this Rumble is terrifyingly scary. The old Kung Fu Master deciding to take him on there, but that mech is a bit too strong for him. You know, his old martial arts ways just not cutting the edge now. He needs to keep up the technology, unfortunately. Skarner finally coming back into his jungle, going to attempt to farm up again. He's going for that GP10, and of course there's bits of mobility. Kenan managing to push forward that tower in mid, going to farm up that wave, and all of a sudden blue team is actually looking in a really good shape, and that Rumble is just terrifying, and a terrifying Rumble is terrifying, let's be honest. At the moment he's got 4 kills, 2 deaths, and 82 CS. That is pretty decent. Of course he isn't overwhelmingly fed, but he's still quite far ahead, and that's not really what you want to be in purple team at the moment. But their gold is quite evenly spread out, so it's, you know, it means that their team fights can potentially be a whole lot more stronger. But MF, of course, being able to outscale this Urgot quite nicely as an AD carry. Lux actually having more impact, in my personal opinion, or can have more impact than a Soraka. This Rumble is going to be doing a hell lot more than this Lee Sin, just because he's a Fed, and Rumble also is absolutely devastating, and Mumu ult and a Kennen ult is going to make them have a bloody good team fight. So if blue team could force these team fights in this mid game, they're going to be in pretty decent shape. It's actually Nidalee just spots the Yordle. Yordle instantly lightning balls away, does not want to meddle with that at all. Nidalee trying to throw a spear up, but does miss, and they're just sort of pantering around this jungle, not really making anything happen. And Mumu deciding to take these golems, and Rumble being pinged to actually back, or no, Lee Sin being pinged to back, it looks like, because nobody is near there whatsoever, and Rumble could easily dive him at the moment. Tower getting reasonably low, doesn't want to give up the tower. Rumble goes in, he's just going to pop that little fire, those lightning off, and Lee Sin does try to flash away. It looks like he will be able to get away, but that tower is going to go down, and that's more global goal for blue team. They are sitting on 19.7 to 17.7 at the moment, so they've got about a 2k lead, which is pretty decent. They are pinging on Dragon now. They're going to take the second Dragon, and they're looking in pretty decent position to take it at the moment. Of course, that Rumble is top lane, but that Lee Sin isn't there either, and that Rumble does have a good majority of their of course their money, so they probably want him down if they're going to cause any team fights. Actually, they're getting reasonably low down here. Skarner decided to jump in, actually gets a nice ult off onto whoever that was. That was the MF. I couldn't really quite tell. They all looked the same to me, and Urgot needs to change targets to this movement. They're all getting really low, but that Soraka is playing a bit with fire there. Movement decides to turn around, but not quite going to be able to do anything there. Their E is actually getting really low. One more auto should be able to pick her up, and she does pick it up with that light binding, but she's going to sacrifice herself to do that. And now purple team all of a sudden looking like they could take this dragon. If they took that dragon, they're going to be relatively even on gold, and that's what they really want. And Mumu and, of course, Rumble going to be taking that blue in the meantime. And now it looks like nobody's going to be making a move on that dragon. It looks like Urgot does want to actually take the tower instead, which is all, you know, decent. You can take the tower, whatever you wish. But Rumble and Kennen have got something to say with this, and you're in a bad spot because you have an MF chasing you up from the other side. Rumble all being laid down. It looks like he was trying to sacrifice himself, but now he's in no man's land on no health, and he's just going to be a sacrificial lamb for blue team for another little bit of gold and another little bit of a lead. Urgot just finding himself in hostile territory and not having any way of backing up there. They're picking on Dragon again now. They want to take this Dragon, and it's pretty decent. I mean, if you can have good control of the Dragon, actually, kind of picking on it too. Probably just checking if maybe they're taking it, because they didn't have many vision on many of them there. Because they didn't vision on Kennen and Mumu or Lux, and they could actually take that Dragon, no worries. So Scanner is going to move around, trying to pick up a bit of a Lux there. Oh, an early spare lands, and all of a sudden, Lux, you are in a hostile spot here. You're like, oh, the second Italy spare lands, and she manages to take out that kill. All of a sudden, there's flying spears of doom. Oh, and it clips you on the side of your face, and you sort of roll around in agony until you slowly put out of your misery by yet another spare. Rumble going to be making a move on this Lee Sin. Lee Sin actually going to be have to use his kick there to escape, but he is going to be able to escape. He's going to move around, take these golems. Doesn't quite want to back out just yet, and oh my god, I missed yet another kill, didn't I? But don't worry, that's what the backspace is all for. Skarner coming out of the bushes manages to get off his Q and slowing down that MF. MF actually turning on Skarner. Skarner having to use its ult there, and sorry, MF turning on Soraka, sorry, and Skarner slowly going to be able to take her out, but not without having given that, you know, filling that Soraka slightly full of lead. And they're going to make a move on Dragon now, and with this Dragon, they should be relatively even. They should, blue team should be only about 1,000k behind, or maybe even less, which is, you know, pretty decent if Urgot can push up this waving. Yeah, I know, there's more action heading down there, isn't there? I just want to talk about towers, guys. Give me a break. Scan actually, Rumble deciding to dive this Lee Sin under the tower. Lee Sin having nothing to really react to it. He's trying to stay alive. Actually, just chasing after this this Rumble. That's not really want to do. Immediately, Rumble just lays down his ult and just says, "All right, you want to take me on, buddy? Well, I've got something for you. Fire!" And then, of course, Lee Sin burnt alive. All the while, it looks like Kennen is going to be able to take this red here, and it's going to be reasonably uninterrupted. But while this is happening, they did manage to take a dragon, and it does look like Urgot did a reasonable damage to that tower, and he is actually managing to get off that, I can't even remember what it's called, Acid Hunter, and what's it's his E, isn't it? The Noxus Corner Viside Charge, I can't read. And it doesn't matter. Basically, he lays down a toxic charge thingy, and then he follows up with jagged objects, and you die horribly if you stay in the generic area. That's how it works. Very simple, very deadly, very effective. Actually managing to get off that, oh, not quite managing to get off that Evers, and going to farm up this wave, and I believe it's his E. Is it his E or is it his W? It charges terror. No, it is his E. It is his E. There you go. I never play Urgot. I should play Urgot, isn't he? He kind of looks a bit like me. He's like, you know, big, ugly, but very, very adorable personality, and it's such a nice guy once you get to know him. And so they're chasing after this Lux right now, and get off those combos. She has to actually use a summoner heal. She gets reasonably low. MF is caught in a bit of hostile territory now. She doesn't really want to be here. Starting to turn onto this Urgot. The Urgot's going to use his swap there, and of course, just getting his cooldowns. Lux actually using the ult, flashing after him. One more combo. Oh, he does actually miss that. Soraka's going to flash after him. Use her bananas to pick that up, and now Urgot's going to pick up MF. They've got to be so happy about that. And also, they're just going to take a tower for their troubles on the way out, too. And it does look like there's even some more action top lane. I'm going to have to skip back further to see exactly what went down there. Kennen hanging out, taking those golems, just waiting for a bit of a kill on this Lee Sin. This Lee Sin being a bit of a scapegoat, and they feel really confident about that. Skarner again, Nidalee going to come out immediately. Kennen going to pop his ult, and Rumble going to do his desperate amount to actually take everyone. He does manage to take, who was that, Skarner out before. He's going to turn back on him, chasing after Nidalee. Nidalee getting surprisingly low. Lee Sin's going to chase after him out. He's almost got full energy, but he needs to just turn around and DPS them down. He dodges the spear, manages to take out Lee Sin, and absolutely outplays the purple team. I got really excited there, but it's because that was some awesome play, dodging yet another spear, and he's going to go, oh, they're Mumu going after, he uses his ult, he does catch this Nidalee out of position now. Rumble's going to come in too, and he's decided to dive here, Dredge just take it up, and that tower is going to sort of stop to his, whatever he had, I don't even know what it was a killing spree, wasn't it? And, There you go, that's a shutdown for Nidalee. She's going to be fairly happy about that, but she did die for those troubles, and she's going to be upset about that. But you can't have everything, you know. You can't always get what you want. The old Rolling Stones song, it's so true, especially in League of Legends. And there's going to be a bit of a sort of squad moving up to farm this bot lane, the support, the mid lane, and the AD deciding to, hey, we all better farm this lane because it's very important. Lightning Ball going to rush over, try to pick up those wraiths. At this point in time, it's whoever can get the most CS, and it's a bit of a sort of harsh competition for CS. It's, you know, the last of the porridge. It's sort of everyone's scraping the bottoms of their plates and just trying to desperately get up that little bit more gold so they can pick up their satisfy their appetite of items. They do have good knowledge on this cannon right now, and I'm surprised that they're not going to make a move on trying to catch him out of position there. They don't have eyes on anyone else, so of course they could easily run into a bush. And Nidalee's Spear lands, and Nidalee's Spear does a fair amount of damage. And now Kennon's is on less health than he was. He's got a giant spear sticking out of his chest. And it looks like there was the tower going down, or lane managed to push up their tower, but Lux, you're not in the right side of town, man. Those are some bad alley cats right there, and they're gonna put a stop to you straight away. Nidalee Spear lands, and that is the last that you're gonna see of her. They decided to try. Nidalee Spear lands, and Urgot's just gonna sort of kite around the EMF while doing damage, and now Urgot's getting reasonably low. They're gonna focus on the right. Somebody heal comes out, because actually I think that was an ulti from Lux, the Soraka actually. Kenna coming in with his own ult, and they're gonna be able to turn on to this, they're followed up with the Mumu ult, that deadly sort of duo of ults there, going to catch Soraka out. Now they're going to turn onto that, at least, and if the bandage shots can last, he's going to go down immediately, and that, oh, he does have his bandage shots up now, and yeah, it looks like they're going to flash forward, easily pick that up, and there, you're going to just be chopped up to pieces, mate. Those Kung Fu skills not quite enough, that iron chest, not really quite enough to bounce off all the attacks of the purple team's relentless assault. They're going to make a move on these two towers now, trying to push forward even more of a gold total. They're only at, you know, I say they're only at 3k. I mean, at 20-minute mark, 3k is quite nice, but it's actually not that much, particularly for solo queues. You can see, you know, team fights and positioning and everything can change this. You know, they're pretty much even. That much gold total isn't going to make the biggest difference in solo queue play. At higher level play, it does, but not quite at this sort of lower level play. Even though this isn't low level play, you know, it's high year low, but it's not tournament play. There's a big difference, and it really comes down to greatly communication too. Excuse me. As I said, I'm giving my favour to blue team just because they channeled out ults, their damage, and they have managed to catch the Scanner out, getting off their combos there. Ignite has been put down, and they're going to chase him right, but he's going to flash over the wall and escape there. That tankiness is going to serve him well. All the while there was actually something else happening. Nidalee, I believe, was involved in something. She's going to actually decide to jump onto this rumble diving under the tower. A nice sort of bit of a transfuge over there, and actually taking him up before he can take out that Urgot. Urgot's got to be thanking his lucky stars. He has a Nidalee to save his ass, doesn't he? And they're gonna make a move. Oh, that spear lands and absolutely chugs down the alpha of that Lux. Lux is gonna be running away in fear after that. You want to watch out for those flying projectiles, man. If it's not the Urgot, it's the Nidalee, and both of them are just as deadly. One spear could actually almost kill her here, and she can see she's desperately trying to juke around, not really wanting to test fate, using that E to try and get some knowledge to see if they're in those bushes. There isn't a dragon up, so I guess she's actually just wanting to take that wall. But here's Nidalee, and she is going to be able to combo her down. She gets reasonably low, following up with the E. She's going to have to back out there because she doesn't know exactly where purple team is. They're going to throw that spear up, but it's not going to connect with anything, unfortunately, for Nidalee, and of course, unfortunately, also for purple team. It's at the 22-minute mark now, so Baron, of course, is going to. I always use this. It's not, you know, Baron's a real possibility depending on the teams. It could even be a possibility, you know, as soon as it spawns. But the 22-minute mark is just sort of a generic way of measuring. Okay, most teams can take Baron quite safely at the 22-minute mark. So if you are going to make any ballsy moves, you want to be extra careful at that time. You don't want to make ballsy moves and screw up anyway. But it's just an average way of me saying, hey, listen, now these team fights really start to matter, because once you take that Baron buff, and also they're strong enough to push down several towers with a wave, which means that, you know, they could get an Inherb, they could get Baron, and make a huge sort of swing around to them being considerably in their favor. So, yeah, you have to be careful of that sort of thing. Urgot just going to back there, and what is he building? It looks like he is building typical Urgot with that sort of a tanky Hex Drinker, Frozen Heart, of course, again, that early Brutalizer, and Blue Team making a move on this Dragon, trying to sort of increase their lead even more. They are still only about 2k ahead, so it's not the biggest lead, and Purple Team is starting to make a comeback. Now it's about 3k ahead, but still at the 23-minute mark, man. In solo queue games, it really doesn't make much of a difference, especially since they haven't really spent all their gold yet. Urgot's sitting down bot, wants to clear out this wave, and Blue Team, what do you want to do? They're having a roaming skank squad, and Skano is a little bit out of position. If they can lock him down at all, slow guns down, and there's just a horrendous amount of damage coming down. Skano actually using his ult there. Kennen using his ult, chasing forward that lightning ball. He's going to be able to lock down that Lee Sin. Umumuko coming out, and they're going to actually take that Lee Sin as well. They're going to switch onto that Nidalee. MF's flashing forward, but not quite enough. Take it out, you know, your pistol's not really doing as much damage as you would like, and that Nidalee Spear coming out, getting a rumble really low. Urgot's going to possibly just turn around and give him here, but he's going to back off, and that last little flying projectile manages to pick them up. He's going to use a swap on MF now, and forcing Soraka and, of course, whoever's Nidalee into a fight there that they don't really want to be in. They managed to take Nidalee as a sort of consolation prize for not taking that Urgot. Of course, Nidalee is really nice too. They're going to switch on to the Soraka, taking quite a few tower hits. Light Binding Edge, they actually managed to dodge, but she has to dodge back into the enemy team. That's not exactly where you want to be, especially as a you know, little precious Soraka support, which can't really defend yourself. And they're going to try and back off here. Soraka is, you know, Skana's got a lot of speed. Light Binding actually catching both of them out. A beautiful Light Binding there, and that should be managed to give them enough, and she's gonna sort of laugh cheerfully as she runs away. That was, oh my god, that was creepy. I didn't even know I was capable of doing that. Holy shit, okay, I think I just gave myself goosebumps, but Skano's gonna chase after that. And they're gonna switch on to this Baron. And sorry, I did not tend it to come out that wrong. If I just gave you nightmares, I do apologize. But that is a side effect of watching my YouTube channel. You often get nightmares. It's also a side effect of being around me. You know, you could be emotionally scarred for the rest of your life, and but you know, you get some mediocre humor. So that's got to be worth it, right? At 25-minute mark, the gold totals are, of course, 42,000 to Blue Team, 38 or 30, almost 37,000 to Purple Team. So Blue Team's got a reasonable lead, and of course, as I said, Kennen ult, Mumu ult, MF, Lux. That's a pretty deadly team fight, and at any stage of the game, that's pretty deadly. And I know I say Lux, and she is, of course, a support Lux, but as the time gets on, you know, Lux actually does a considerable amount of damage for a support, and she can stand at the back, she can throw out, you know, shields, and she can throw out the light bind. She's got a lot of CC, and of course, but the big thing is her ult actually does a reasonable amount of damage. And again, I missed another fight. It looks like up top here, I don't have any map awareness, do I? This is the reason why I die all the time trying to ward as a support. They're going to actually spot this Rumble. He decides to switch onto this Soraka, but Soraka is going to pop there. He's just going to burn it down very quickly, switch onto this Yorick. Yorick picked a fight that he doesn't really want to be in, though. This Rumble, it does a huge amount of damage. He's going to decide to cut him around these bushes now. He does manage to miss one projectile using. He's finally got his cooldowns up, but he is actually going to go down. That Rumble being that Yorick, so Urgot being a bit too tanky for that Rumble to manage to take out, and they're going to switch onto this Kennen popping his ult, and Mumu going in there. Mumu does actually have his ult. He's going to finally pop that, but they're up against this Lee Sin, and Skana just don't have the damage to really do this, and Nidalee's going to come and land that spear onto that onto that Mumu, and now the rest of the team is going to come in. MF actually managed to take out Skana there, gets a double kill onto that Lee Sin. Hourglass has been popped by Kennen, so they're not going to be able to take us out. They're going to follow up projectiles, but he's going to be able to escape there, and they're going to take 2 kills for a ward, but all in all, it was a 2-for-2 trade there. Sorry, it was a 2-for-3 trade, actually, so it was in favour of Blue Team, just that it was so delayed that Soraka was actually managed to respawn before the whole fight was over. They are looking at possibly hanging around Baron here. Oh, that spear lands and instantly grips her down! She was on more than half health, and all of a sudden, it's just a massive bust just came out and rolled. She didn't even know busts existed in the land of League of Legends, you know, the fields of justice, but if some tourist bus got extremely lost and just all of a sudden crashed into the wall and rolled over that Lux, and she just sort of limply bounded along the sidewalk, you know, in a bloody hump of death. that's just how sudden that Nedley spear. I'm getting my point across, I know. Yeah, that's just how sudden the Nedley spear was. It was very sudden, and she died. And yay! There you go. I think I've got the point across good enough. And MF going to take out that red. Mumu going to be looking at taking this blue as well. Rumble is going to farm up this top lane and reasonably just sort of going back, clearing the waves up and preparing for something. Just trying to come up with a strategy, maybe buying your time for a little bit of think. Just doing your dailies. You know, in World of Warcraft, you did your dailies. In League of Legends, farming these lanes are like your dailies. This is like the part of the time, that part of the day where everyone just runs around and farms and does boring stuff and sort of casually has a bit of a murmur of chat on guild chat and makes lots of inappropriate jokes and gets kicked from the guild because apparently people are very sensitive. And I think I'm talking about my experience of World of Warcraft there, honestly. Okay, Mumu clearing that ward there, and they just decided to group up and take these waves as a team, and farming up this mid lane, and Mumu being cool actually manages to catch Nidalee a little bit out of position, uses that ult to catch them out, but the rest of the team is not there. MF finally there to catch this Lee Sin, doing a lot of damage. Lee Sin using jumping away, but Rumble is in the middle of nowhere using that kick, actually saves his life. Kennen in the middle of them has their ult, there's charges going out and they're going to be able to do it again. Mumu landing that ninja rope on the Shirley's has been used, Lux ult coming out, and they're going to be able to pick up 2 kills there. Skarner and Lee Sin go down, and a reasonable blue team is reasonably low, so I don't think they're going to have to die, but the ninja Banish Shots does land on that Urgot. The spear comes out and takes out another bus coming out of nowhere, manages to take out that Kennen, and Urgot managed to take out, it looks like a Mumu. They're going to switch around, Nidalee being taken out by MF, and I don't even know what's going on anymore. I know everyone's dead. Lux actually decided to jump over that wall. She isn't quite enough to take on this Urgot. Urgot a bit too tanky for anyone to take out at this point in time. He does have his Hex, his Maul now, and of course he does have his Frozen Heart, his Last Whisper. He does a reasonable amount of damage, and he is extremely tanky. As Urgot gets at these later stages, but all in all, it was a slightly favourable blue team, and they did manage to come out kill ahead, but they couldn't really do anything with that team fight. So one kill isn't really that big of a deal if you can't make any moves with that. Finding Lee Sin, that Nidalee out of the position, the MF, and them duking it out. MF actually getting really low. She actually went down to the MF's something, I think I suppose a dot or something there. Blue teams is going to be pinging on Baron right now, but are they in any position to really take it? I guess without Yorick, they Urgot on the purple team, they feel like they're in a favourable position, but without MF, man, your damage is going to be seriously gimped, and so it's really sort of an even trade, I say. I don't know whether they're pinging on, I don't know their thoughts process on the reason why they think they can take Baron here, but it doesn't actually look like they're going to be making a move on it. Dragon is up, but there has been a ping down there. They could easily just take that for a bit extra gold, but they need to watch out because of course top lane is being pushed. They need to stop that, and if you sort of send one person to go stop it, then they're going to, so all of a sudden find themselves swimming in the enemy team. That's not really what you want to be doing at this stage of the game. Of course, Mumu and Kennen going to be moving on to this Dragon to take it out reasonably, just getting a little bit more extra gold, and yeah, it looks like about 7k extra gold is going to be getting after this Dragon, which is going to be decent. And they're just biding their time, waiting to make a move at this point in time. That's what they're really doing. They're just sort of waiting for a team fight, just taking buffs and waiting for MF to get up, waiting for everyone to have their items, and then they're going to sort of group up and make a move, and it looks like the group up's going to be making a move now. Actually, Kennen managing to catch this Nidalee out of position. We'll follow up with that Rumble. She has used that heal straight away. Skarner actually using his ult on Rumble there. Rumble being caught out a little bit. Lee Sin jumps back onto him. Urgot's just chipping away at him. He does actually go down. They're going to switch onto this Lux, but all the while this is happening, where's the rest of purple team? Where's the rest of blue team, man? Kennen's going to be there, but Lux does actually go down now, and now Kennen is in a roughly bad spot, it looks like, and purple team find themselves in a 5v3 situation. They could do a lot with this Kennen. Lee Sin jumping onto that Kennen there, doing a reasonable amount of damage. Spear comes out, but not quite enough to connect. And they're going to just try to, what are they going to do? They need to do something with this time, man. They've got 2 kills now. They've got Rumble and Lux, which is a reasonable total, man. They need to group up and do something with this. You don't really want to give up these sort of opportunities. Lock and load coming down there. I believe that's what it's called, isn't it? It's called lock and load. The bullet time, lock and load something else. I don't even know what lock and load is. Maybe it's one of the other abilities. Come on. No, I'm just dreaming. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. So I get these ultis mixed up all the time. They're so confusing. For me at least. They're actually extremely easy to learn. I'm slightly I'm slightly lacking in the intelligence department, as you guys might clearly tell. Luck's just gonna farm their bot lane as well as Rumble and Yorick and Urgot, sorry, and I can always call him Yorick again. Urgot and Skarner be hanging around this bush. The tower does go down somewhere, and I don't even know. It looks like mid tower actually went down. There you go. And and what are they doing here? Just going to be taking that blue buff again, just trying to, so actually finding Rumble out in the middle of nowhere. Skarner and Urgot are going to be making a move on him. He is fairly tanky, and they don't have that much damage, but they still could actually take him out here. Skarner not quite having his ult. Actually, he does have his ult, but just doesn't manage to get it off there, and Rumble managing to escape there, thanking his lucky stars for doing so. Nidalee and Soraka are coming down, and of course, all the while this is happening, Lee Sin and Amumu are having their own little private battle up here. Amumu's getting 100 gold. I love how it sort of combines the gold total that you get, and it's just so satisfying when you see boop 100 gold. You know, you can. I've seen like 300 gold from a minion wave before, and it looks so satisfying, just like whoop, and then all of a sudden, bing, you got your jackpot. And I don't know, I'm weird. I'm really weird. And they're pinging on Baron right now. They could make a move on this, of course. Neither of them really have too much knowledge of this, and I'm surprised that Pearl team aren't scared about a Baron. I guess they're quite satisfied with the vision they have down there, but they don't have any idea where Nidalee, Lee Sin, Soraka, or Urgot is. They only know where Skarner is, and most teams would be panicking about Baron at this point in time, especially at this time in the game where Baron can go down so quickly. But no, they're not worried. They seem to have, they're just sort of cool, calm, and collected. The old Ukraine way, and that Nidalee Spear actually landing on that MF, just showing you just how much damage it does. MF is about half health now, and one more Spear connects, actually gets really, really low now. She's got a lot of lifesteal though, she's going to be able to chuck that up quite nicely. And Nidalee Spear almost lands that minion diving in the way, just sort of sacrificing himself for a bit of good. No! Don't die! So it jumps in the way. Actually, Amumu flashing forward, trying to land that banish toss, doesn't quite manage to get it there. They're going to give chase to them right now, and Urgot is top, so they know that they could dive this. Urgot being a good, considerable sort of member of their team in these team fights, always seems to be the ones. 5 Australians have been popped. They can't manage to connect to anyone. They're going to be able to take this tower and an inhib blow, and Urgot has back now, but they got an inhib for free, man. They just free inhib has got to be good. They're making a move on them now. And movement going into the middle and uses ult, does catch 4 of them out there. Soraka being burnt down, but they have no real focus. Bullet time coming out there. Lee Sin does go down finally to that Rumble, but reasonably low. Algot's being popped by Kennen now, and they're going to give chase to, looks like Skarner went down there as well. They got Yorick, Urgot out in the middle of nowhere, and they're going to easily be able to take him out. And Nidalee managing to check out the MF with last ditch efforts, but still goes down, and now they're going to be able to push these towers, and looks like that's exactly what they want to do in the game right here, right now, and they should be able to do it. I don't see how they're not going to be able to do that. And that was a good game. Actually, they're taking a reasonable amount of damage from this towers, but I guess that luck shield's going to kick in, and they're just going to have to try and trade that back and forth. Minion waves are actually in now, so they're going to be able to take this game. It looks like 10 seconds until Soraka is up. That is not enough, so that is going to be GG. Well done, blue team, and well done, purple team too. That was a relatively even game. Went to the 35-minute marks, and even now, it's only 10k lead in the head of the blue team. Considering how much stuff they just got, it's not that big of a deal. You see more normally. Anyway, it was an entertaining game. And sort of last-ditch thoughts, last-ditch comments. Thank you guys for watching. As always, my name is MRwolfwise. I am very new to casting, still very much knowing, and I'm putting out these videos mainly to get feedback. So if you guys want to lay some comments about stuff I did right, or mostly just stuff I did wrong, probably, it greatly helps me, and I read everything that anyone ever sends me, and try to sort of take it on board and perfect it and make a big change to my casting style depending on what they say. So if you want to have any tips or anything like that, greatly appreciated. Send me a private message on YouTube, send me an email, leave me a comment. Any way to contacting is going to be seen and also going to be appreciated. Apart from that, thanks guys for watching again. Have a lovely day, take it easy, and subscribe if you want to see me grow and become a better caster. See you later.